Hey you guys, this is your girl Jenna, and today we're going to talk about Miss SoSo Shanel. But before we get into it, you know what to do. Thumbs up this video, subscribe if you have not already, cut those notifications on, and leave us a comment. And yes, we will be eating, I got some tater tots and my little penne noodles with some meat and onions and corn and all that, because your girl need carbs, because I'm working. Did you guys know that if you eat them, if you go in between low carb and high carb, you'll start to kind of your metabolism will pick up, and you may, start to shift in your weight a little bit in a good way. Okay, whatever that good way is, for you. But that's just a little tidbit from the holistic part of my videos. Yes, I'm bringing that back. Y'all, because it is a sin not to use your talents. So your girl, Miss SoSo Shanel, she's going through some things, as we all are, okay? But she's admitting that some things are going on with her. So she went on and she wrote this huge paragraph, and she basically wanted me to talk about it because she actually said it in the actual paragraph. So girl, I'm listening to you. You understand where I'm coming from, huh? You took a lot of my information or my advice. I wasn't even giving advice in the beginning of SoSo Shanel. I was literally just commenting, and then the Lord just cultivated that skill into something much bigger. The SoSo Shanel Chronicles, to this day, even though the Britney and the Truth and all that has been very, very popular on this channel, I will never forget where I started, which is Miss SoSo Shanel. Miss SoSo Shanel, actually, her storyline taught me how to do what I do now, for fun, because at first it was just, hey, I just threw this up here, and on TT, it's really taken wings. Like, she is really popular on my TT channel, okay? Yeah. So I have no problem when she sends me little cryptic notes and say, look, I know someone is going to, tear this apart, or she says going to really, dissect what I say. I know that's my cue to go in there and say something, okay? I think she knows I'm helping her. So let's get into it. All right, guys, I'm going to take a bite of my broccoli, you guys. Take some broccoli every day. Ladies, it's good for fiber. It's good for estrogen dominance. Good food makes you dance. All right. So this post is actually on her channel, you guys. On her channel. If you're a SoSo Shanel supporter, you know where she's popular. I have some amazing things going on in my life. Let me name what the amazing things are. She is a real estate agent. And she is actually doing very well, y'all. She posted something a few days ago and basically said she's one of the top producers. She's a go-getter. She a hustler. That girl about money. She like to keep her lifestyle very modest. I'm sorry. She's the opposite of modest. I'm modest. She's like over the top. I need to be over the top a little bit too. If you're too modest, then you won't aspire to do more. So I gotta work on that. Thanks, Miss SoSo Shanel, for teaching me that. I mean, you can be modest, but darn, you shouldn't be too modest. You won't have no money for your bills. You just won't have enough money for your bills, y'all. So don't be like, oh, I'm good. I don't need nothing. Thanks, Miss Shanel, for allowing me to understand that. Also, I have some really crappy things going on in my life. Now, those crappy things, guys, it could be the fact, allegedly, that her husband has a child with another woman. The baby that she's parading all on her social media looks just like Tommy. Okay? But, no. We seen her husband a few weeks ago, her ex-husband. And the baby looks nothing like her ex-husband's, because she said it was her ex-husband's grandchild. But hey, whatever floats your boat. But that's what's going on. Her marriage is, Miss Chanel, let me just tell you the truth. I think you're more sober now, so you're digesting things a little bit better. Your marriage was never legit. Okay? You were living a single woman's life from the time that you was with your last husband, and you just, hold on, y'all. That's their noise in the background. Honey, your darn marriage was never legit. You were living that single life. And you probably was afraid of your husband stepping out on you like he stepped out on his first wife. So you said, you know what, let's just have a party, you know? But looking at your ex-husband, it looked like y'all were doing that anyway. Just admit it. Y'all into that darn lifestyle. You were been into that lifestyle. You just turned it up with Tommy because Tommy just doesn't have his own. He down for whatever. He is down for whatever. Somebody in a relationship has to have a mind about themselves. Have to have some type of morals, and neither one of you have them. Maybe you growing it now. I doubt it. I doubt it. Girl, get some morals. Get some morals about yourself. She said both things are absolutely true. One doesn't negate the other. I don't know if she said that right. Negate means one doesn't cancel out, I guess, or one is not more important. A lot of the stuff that's happening in her life, in my opinion, all this is my opinion, y'all, from watching her over the years, is self-inflicted. Meaning, she went into her second marriage with the power of greed and pride and a little bit of untruth. Just understand that it's some things that she wants in her life that her mom tried to tell her not to do, that's not morally right, that God doesn't approve of, and she's still fighting those type of things. Let's just keep it, let's call a spade a spade. Let's just put it out there. I don't have to be specific. Those who know what I'm talking about. You got to be delivered from them demons. That real estate agent, business is not going to do that. Social media is not going to do that. I can't even do that for you, boo. Only God can do that. And I want you to go and read the word. You read everything else but the word. Read it with an open heart. Read it with a heart of, I want God, Lord, please change me. That word will get you right. You won't be on here talking about your past and your future and your marriage. If you had the word in your life, you wouldn't need none of this stern attention you trying to get on social media. I'm just keeping it real. And they both hold weight and take up their respective space. That's because you want them to. You want to be held bound. You want to be bound by your negative issues. Honey. Oh, okay. That's just a shadow, y'all. Honey, you're going to ask God to help you with that. You're going to ask God to clean you. Your marriage was never blessed by God. He wouldn't bless an open marriage. He wouldn't bless all the things y'all were doing. You were not sober for most of your marriage. You're sober now, and you guys can't stand each other. You guys liked each other and the mess that y'all had made and the huge slop that y'all made. That beautiful home to me looks like an abyss. Looks like a dungeon. It's dark. It's dank. You did so much dirt in there and things like that. And now that you are open, you're sober, you're not able to do all the things you used to do because now you're a real estate agent. You see that, oh my gosh, I can't stand this man. And he's like, I can't stand this woman. Oh my gosh. All the devilish things y'all did, all the openness, all the things still did not save your marriage. Because you cannot build your marriage on devilish things. The devil is not marriage. Now, if I talk about it, hold on, y'all. Now, if I talk about it, for some people, one, the good or the bad situation is harder to hear, read about than the other. Do you really think you're the only one who has problems in their marriage? Do you think you're the only one who is awakening and seeing the truth? Girl, this ain't nothing. It's people out here going through much worse than you. And them people congratulating in your comments, talking about congratulations, your son now is in the Air Force. They just as goddamn blind as you are, because there ain't no congratulations. You better be prayed up for your son. Son out there in the midst of all that. It's tough out there. You get what I'm saying? Had him all over the place. He got the same demons as you. You passed him on to your children. You said that he was an atheist, didn't believe in God. Why? Because of his mama? Now he out there doing whatever. All he needs is love. Because what he trying to find it from the darn country? Let me be quiet. The good or bad situation is harder to hear. And that reaction depends on that person and where they are in their life as to how things are affecting them just in general. You've been saying the same stuff for years, sis. You really don't want to get delivered because this aspect of you makes more money. I'm just saying. And you know I was going to be truthful. Both the amazing and the crappy are still true. When you talk about your bad, people act as if you don't appreciate your good. But you can't serve two gods. If you talk about your negative things, you need to be in the space of trying to help others. But that's not what it is. You put your negative stuff in the front and be like, here you go. My marriage sucks. Here you go. And so to people who don't know better, they'll think, oh, I'm never going to get married because her marriage is not doing well. You know what I'm saying? So you can't serve the good and the bad. You want to love one more than the other. And I think, actually, I know you love the negative more. And that's why the negative grows so big, you know? But that doesn't have to be true. You know whether or not you appreciate your blessings. And what are your blessings? Because I know you don't think, or I hope you don't think, that just because you're making some sales in real estate, that you are highly blessed. You're blessed because God has given you your skills, your gifts. He's woken you up. He's given you children. He's given you the ability to, influence a lot of people, but yet you're influencing them in a negative way. I will say you have a good, huge audience, but your audience is confused because you are. One moment you're saying you're good. One moment you're saying you're bad. 1 minute you say, honey, you're drawing who you are. So that audience is not helping you. It's supposed to be each one teach one. You get what I'm saying? And so you just basically grew a whole audience that loves your misery. And that's why you stuck where you are. You need to grow a different audience. You know whether or not you appreciate your blessings. And if you don't, watch how and where the universe takes you. The universe, baby God, say his name. Don't just say his name when you need him. Say his name all the time. The universe. Don't you get up into that Hollywood talk. You know who brought that out in our community? Miss Jada Pinkett. And baby, you're not Jada or Pinkett. Don't try. Okay? To fix your face. Don't take on other people's feelings about a life that you have to live. So what's the point in telling people if you don't want to take on people's, what they say? Because a lot of them, I've read your comments, a lot of them want you to be happy, and you can't be happy. Like Will Smith said to his wife, Jada Pinkett, oh, go find your happy. Tommy can't make you happy. Your social media can't make you happy. Your job can't make you happy. You're just not a happy person because you don't have the love of God within you. He is the only one who can give you peace, and you are running away from God. Why are you running away from God? You're like Paul. Paul was running away. He was Saul. He was running away from God, and eventually God had to take his vision away. He had to do some things to get him because he wanted to use him. But he couldn't use him, so he basically forced some situations to happen for him to be used. And that's what God will do. God wants to use you. He will do what he needs to do. And you thinking, oh my gosh, this is not good. No, he just wanted you to stop spreading the misery of marriage. Marriage is a beautiful thing, a real marriage. Teeth and you, or Tommy and you, did not have a real marriage because you guys were not committed to one another. You were committed to sin. You were committed to adultery. You was committed to the flesh. Okay? Marriage is a spiritual union. Whether you have a ring or not, you are married. You can take off your ring when you want. But you guys, y'all joined in nothing but just lust. Unfortunately, you can't build a marriage on that. You had the devil as your king. You said you guys was each other's gods. That is so devilish. You know, on my TT, I have that footage of you saying that you were his God and he was your God. You guys were worshiping each other. That is the most horriblest thing. God says you are not to have any gods above me. So you're going against God, but then going to use them when you want. Okay? Don't take on other people's feelings about a life that you have to live. Normalize feeling what you have to so that you take what you need away from all the situations. And that's another thing. You don't need a relationship because it's all about you. You know what I'm saying? You. What about Tommy? You made Tommy into that. It was your idea to even bring in all this openness. He wanted to be with you, but it was your idea to open the marriage up. And then he's opened the marriage up to a whole bunch of stuff that you weren't ready for. Amazing or crappy. I mean, somebody is going to pick this post apart. This was my little letter that she wrote to me. I mean, somebody is going to pick this post apart and give their advice. I'm giving you what I think. You can take the advice. It's only advice if you take it. Otherwise, it's just me talking and you listening and you going on and doing with your own thing. And the thing about it is, you don't listen to me. People didn't listen to God and Jesus themselves. You get what I'm saying? So who am I? I'm just a messenger. I'm just somebody who God has used to do this series for the last 3 years almost. And, you know, I've seen a huge change. God does not like ugly. So he literally dismantled that marriage thing, talking about, oh, everything's fine. You ruined a lot of marriages with your influence, Miss Shanel. And unfortunately, you have to pray that off. You have to ask God for forgiveness for falsely promoting marriage and causing people who actually listen to you, who did not know better, to go off and say, hey, you know what? Miss Shanel brought other people into the room, the bedroom. Let's do that and let's try it. And then you ruined their marriage. You ruined their parenting. You ruined their relationships with their children. You ruined their relationships with their jobs. That's why your business did not flourish, because you built it on something negative. You know how many people thought that they could publicly go into their business and start smoking and doing all the things, and then they lost their job, lost their whole abilities. You lost everything because you were promoting this to thousands, if not millions of people over the years, and now you still have that stench on you. And you have to ask God genuinely, to ask him to remove that from you. Until you do, you will have difficulty. That is a message from the Father that I'm giving to you. You ruined a lot of people's lives with your content. You ruined it. So you think that you're just dealing with your own issues, when in actuality, you're dealing with everyone else that you actually influenced to do what you were doing. So you thought that you were just cutting the live on and showing yourself, and you didn't think that you were actually influencing others to do what you're doing. But just like I'm eating on camera, I'm influencing someone else to go and get a meal. I'm influencing someone else to shave their head. I am influencing someone else to pierce their nose. Why? Because I've had somebody say, I actually got a shaved head because of you. I actually pierced my nose because of you. I actually got some locks because of you. I actually went and I ate some ginger because of you. And that is basically what told me that everything that I say on this camera over the 10 years that I've been on this platform, on different platforms, actually people are listening to you. Even the ones who don't talk, they're the real people who are listening to you. So sometimes your blessings are not even what you've done for yourself. It's what you've done for others. And your curses is not from what you've done with yourself. It's done from others. So if you've influenced people who watch you on a daily basis, or however long they've watched you, also your children who live with you, who are incubated and all of that within you, they too were influenced by you. And so you're paying for all of those things that you actually contributed over the years. And because those people, some of them, their marriages were ruined, their health, their mental state, all of that was ruined, you're literally carrying that on your back in a demonic way, and only God can save you from that. And that's not just for you, Miss Shanel, it's for me too. It's making me aware of everything I say, everything I do. It influences others. So be aware of that. Just like you influenced your husband to do X, Y, and Z. And what they do is they take what you do and they actually implement it and turn it up a little bit. He went out and said, oh, okay, my wife is okay with me being with other women, so how about I just make a whole kid? And you weren't prepared for that. It's just part of it. Just know some things can be good and some things can be hard, all at the same time. If anybody has a problem with that, restructure your circle. People who truly care about you, Shanel, do not want to see you constantly suffer, constantly cry, and complain about your marriage. My career is in a blossoming season. My marriage is in a wilting season. You've claimed that. So you think that that's cool to say, but you claimed that publicly and said that your marriage is literally decaying. I spend some parts of the day smiling. I spend some parts of the day crying. So you're mentally understanding, telling people that you're up and down, up and down, up and down. It's a special word for that. Things could be better, things could be worse, but things are thinging, whatever that is. You're too old to be talking like that, even though life is lifing. I'm just trying to find out what I have to learn from it all. You're trying to learn from yourself, and that's the problem. You need to learn from God. Everything that you're going through is biblically written. Everything. Nothing is brand new under the sun. Stop thinking that you are the only one who's going through things. Everyone is going through their own. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to be selfless sometimes and pray for those people who are supporting you on your social media. Pray for those people. You should say, look, these are my stories. I am not, telling you to go out and do it. I'm not saying that this is good. It's just what I'm going through. You need to almost put a disclaimer on your content because it's confusing. And because you are confusing others, you will stay confused, okay? God is the only one who can help you to be clear. All right? I hope I've helped you out, Miss Shanel, as well as anybody else who's watched this. You guys let me know what you guys think in the comments, but usually y'all are quiet as a mouse on this content. I very rarely get comments on this, because there's a lot of her people who watch it, but they're so shy. She has control over everyone. Okay. So I am stepping outside of my own way and say, look, at least y'all watched it. If you want to go ahead and actually have some conversation under there, great. If not, that's fine too. Let's work for me. Thank you.